Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the Dieter Melhorn Fishing Podcast. I hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is that you happen to be listening to the show. Why am I so giddy? Because I just started to tape this podcast and made myself laugh with something I said. Hey, we're going to talk about catfish tournaments today. I just did a podcast about the Bama Blues and what's going on down there with their 300+% price increase in the entry fee. $1,000 to fish this tournament. A tournament that has been a perennial favorite for years with anglers that kicks off the season every year in January. And they're jacking the price up, making it unattainable for a lot of people. Is that good, bad, or whatever? I don't know. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. The price is going up there. And then the one we're really going to talk about today is the Steve Douglas tournament, World Championship of Catfishing, the WCC. It's another one, an old tournament that's been around for years. And they're now not going to allow kids to fish in it. That's the big thing here. That's the big catch in this. And we're going to talk about that and explain the thought process on this. But there's all of a sudden this interest in some of these tournaments in the tournament world being professional catfish tournament anglers, professional fishermen, professional tournament, professional series. It's a word I've thrown around a couple of times, and it's got a lot of interest of people, and I think it may have woke some people up. That's the comment I made earlier that made me start laughing because I started thinking about some other things. But anyway, it's woke up as in I realize what the heck's going on now. And some of these tournaments are changing things, or at least trying to. Well, they're changing stuff. Whether it's going to be a success or not remains to be seen. But the Bama Blues jacking the price up, trying to make it a bigger payout, get that big payout number like the Mega Bucks folks did with their big massive entry fee and the $100,000 payout that the YouTube Catfish Dream Team won. I made some questions there. How did they beat the professional tournament anglers? When in all reality, the guys from YouTube are probably more of the professional anglers because they actually, at least two of them, make a living fishing. Yeah, that's going to shock some of y'all, but yeah, they're YouTubers and they're making a living fishing. I don't know of anybody in the catfish tournament world that does that. So, but I address those guys in the tournament world as professional tournament anglers because they do have that professional presence, appearance, approach. And it's a term that people are going to argue to the ends of earth as to what professional means. And we can keep carrying on that conversation. I don't think it really matters. Arguing the semantics isn't as important as what the end result of this tournament world is going to be. But to the current story, and that's Steve Douglas's WCC, World Catfish Championship. It's a tournament that's been around for a long, long time, and it has lost it's lost its power and its impact. It doesn't have the same reach that it used to have, and he's trying to rekindle that and make it into the Super Bowl, the premier event, the Final Four, the NBA championship, the Daytona 500, whatever you want to call it. He wants to make it into the premier catfish tournament to where when you win this, you are the world champion. That is the dream that Steve has with doing this, and he's trying to raise the game. And he did something that's interesting. Kids can't fish it anymore. That's right, folks. No one under 18 can fish in this tournament. To my knowledge, it's the first catfish tournament that has banned kids, someone under 18, from fishing it. And it's not that Steve doesn't like kids. He loves kids. He put out a very nice press release, which I'll put up on the YouTube video version of this that you can read over, that explains the thought process and all that behind it. I'm curious why he did it. It could be for legal reasons. There could be some legal stuff that comes into play that may have decided this, whether it be contractual obligations of having someone a part of something like this. And what I mean by that is some of the publicity and promotional stuff that they would have to sign in contractually and agree to. Granted, a parent could do that. Is it a good idea? I don't know. There may be some legalities there that they're dealing with and all this stuff, but the bottom line is this, is that it's the first catfish tournament that's taken that step to say kids can't fish this tournament. And it's an interesting approach. It's, again, he's trying to create a professional tournament system here to where you have to earn your way into this championship. Say a similar thing to what King Cat has done, the old Cabela's King Cat back in the day, to where you earned your way into the King Cat Classic. I fished that back in the day. And you had to win or qualify or place in one of the qualifying tournaments or one of their tournaments along the way to get into this classic. And it was a nice deal. You had something to work for. You had to kind of climb the ladder to get there. No different than what NASCAR does. With you have to make it into the chase by winning a race or win on points or something like that. So there's something qualifying. What they're trying to eliminate, and I think they're doing this with the high entry fee, these Mega Bucks and the Bama Blues. They're trying to eliminate what I call the riffraff, and I don't mean anything bad by that, except that they want this professional class. There's that word again, professional. This professional class of anglers that are basically committed to this. And again, is it good or bad? I don't know. It remains to be seen on that aspect. But it eliminates somebody from just showing up, fishing one of these tournaments and maybe winning it and taking the money. This could be a guy that just lives locally. Just, fishes Wheeler every day, knows it like the back of his hand, shows up, boom, he wins it. And, all these professionals who have committed all this time to it are getting money taken out of their pocket. Because as Steve said, he's wanting to create something where this could be an actual living for people, just like in the bass fishing world. So it's a big dream, but to do that, you have to do like they do in the bass fishing world. These tournaments, you segregate your haves from your have-nots. You segregate your people who have achieved greatness, whether it be through sponsorships or winning tournaments, from those who have not and have not proven themselves. And it's a tiered deal, just like in really virtually any sport. NASCAR is the same way. You kind of have to climb the ranks to get to the Cup Series, from starting out at a small dirt track, possibly all the way up, through the trucks, through the Busch Series, Xfinity, whatever it is this year, and, to that level. So that's what they're trying to create, is some level of achievement to get to one of these championships. King Cat used to do it. I think they still had some qualifying stuff, but some of that has kind of lost its luster. And I get what Steve's doing. Right now, there is no defining you're the best champion out there. King Cat kind of used to be the standard. That's changed. Now it's, there's the big money of the MRM tournaments and the Twisted Cat tournaments, but they're very isolated in where they fish. With the Mississippi River Monsters, first word Mississippi, second word river, is Mississippi River based. That's all it is. It's just around that drainage and that type of fishing, which is one type of fishing. There's never, since the Cabela series, and really not the Cabela's anymore, it's just King Cat now. King Cat's the only one that really kind of spans the country in fishing different types of water, not just rivers, not just lakes, not just tidal stuff, but a bunch of different stuff. Nobody's really done that. And that's what the bass fishing world does. They fish up north, in the northern lakes, smallmouth, they're fishing, the Red River down around the Gulf, they're fishing out west in some cases, tidal waters in Maryland, they're all over the place. It's a diverse type of fishing. Catfishing has never really done that outside of King Cat, and that has waned somewhat in the past few years with their impact and their presence. So, I don't know. it will take a very big commitment for this to work on Steve's part. And I'm torn on the not allowing kids to fish. If the kid is one of your team members, and it's a 2-person team, and the kid is one of them, who cares? I mean, that's my opinion. Who cares if you got a 15-year-old on that boat that can kick butt, and he's paired up perfectly with his dad or uncle or whoever? Who cares? Now, again, that's aside from there being some legal implications that I don't understand. I think for BASS and MLF, you have to be 18 to fish. There may be some legal implications there as far as, I don't know, maybe travel. What are you going to, you got this kid that's a minor, who's, is there, responsibility issues, something. I don't know. It seemed like there'd be a way around it, but I also get it too. I think there may be some legal stuff there. But as far as kids fishing, dude, if you got a kid that can fish, my son and I fished him back when he was way younger. There's some very good, very well-versed 15, 16, 17-year-olds out there. So, I don't know. It's created an uproar, is the bottom line. There's been some pushback. There's been some people that have expressed unhappiness with it. And but I think it's going to be the shift that will have to take place if the catfish tournament world wants to grow. There is going to be some stuff that will change. Just because somebody came to the dance with you doesn't mean they're going to leave the dance with you. And there will be things that will have to change in the tournament world. The old, coffee can tournament type deal that most of us have. We've got a couple of them around here. Very simple little deals. That format is not going to take the catfish tournament world to the next level. It's going to take something different. It's going to take something like a Bama Blues jacking the price up to get more money into it. It's still a gambling operation. I mean, there's no denying that. You can't argue that. It's still angler funded. That hasn't changed. But you got to jack the race up to make the money worthwhile and interesting. And the same thing, for, Steve. There's maybe some legalities here where you can't have kids fish. So be it. It's not the end of the world. Taking it to that next level. And quite honestly, I think it kind of hurts in a sense if you've been used to, bringing kids into the sport. And Steve says a lot about that in his press release. But, in the end, it may be for the greater good down the road. It may be for the greater good if all this works and gets traction. But bottom line is, I'm sticking to what I've said all along. The money is not the deal. The title professional is not the deal that's going to change it. You got to make it entertaining. If you guys that run these big tournaments and try to make them bigger and bigger and grow the sport, do not do something to make it more entertaining than it is never going to go another step up that ladder. So I hope this works out. It'll be interesting to follow. I'm going to stay in touch with it. And we'll see what happens and how it grows. It's exciting to see some change at least taking place. And, some people trying to push the envelope. There's going to be some... there's going to be some swings and there's going to be some misses. You're going to have to swing the bat, and that's what they're doing here with raising these entry fees, eliminating kids from the tournaments to try to raise the level of, professionalism in it. So we'll see how it goes. Somebody will come through on the other side, maybe. Or maybe not. Things may just kind of keep going the way they are. The good news is there's plenty of tournaments out there. Plenty of them. That allow kids to fish, are affordable, and don't require a major financial commitment or commitment of time to go fish. Pretty much most areas have something that's fairly close to where you can get in a local tournament, enjoy the competition, enjoy fishing among others, enjoy the camaraderie, and enjoy being out there. So anyway, that's it for now. We'll catch you guys out on the water.